Hey guys, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle video. I'm Goki, and today we're going to be talking about the new Goten, the best Goten, possibly, for a limited time, obviously, because we're going to get more Gotens in the future. We're going to get an upgrade from this Goten eventually. So I'm going to be talking about the three main Gotens, which one I think is the best currently in the state of the game. Obviously, this is going to be outdated eventually once others come out. We get new EZAs, things like that. So let's go ahead and get started with it. So the main topic is Goten, so we're going to be taking a look at how well they synergize with the new Trunks and Goten card. The best partner for this is the Agility EZA Goten. Hands down, the best partner for this card is in fact that Goten. But we're gonna take a look at the other Gotens. Obviously I have the disambiguation up, but we're gonna look at the very first one that comes to mind. This is the one that's been in the game for so long. His link set, simplistic, very simplistic. It goes along with one really good unit. Other than that, his links are a little to be desired compared to the other one. This one has Blazing Battle, Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyans, Kamehameha, and Sharing the Limit. This is probably one of the best linking partners for, in fact, that Goten and Gohan card, the Gobros as people call it. And he gives key consistency, and he comes with attack and defense in mind. That's going to be a really key thing, because along with EZA stats, it allows him be a little bulkier when it comes to tanking things within the second slot, mainly because he raises his defense by 30% for 3 turns. If you in fact get additionals on him and he casts another super, you get additional defense. So really good, solid card. Probably not the best for this Goten and Trunks, but still a really good contender to this very day. His EZA has in fact aged for a little, like quite a bit, but without all that being said, he's still really good in the realms of being paired with the Gobros. Now, there's a real reason why you need to take this in consideration. It's with the double name update, where you can have double the characters, or 2 different characters on your team at the same time. So we're gonna go ahead and keep going on the AGL one. But before, let's talk about the Int one real quick. The Int one, it deserves a special shout out because of the damage reduction he gains, but sadly, he doesn't have defense to go with it. He buffs his damage, he buffs allies damage, his attack 120 reduces damage by 40%, so the 40% is whatever. Additional attack plus 70%, so he buffs his attack multiplicatively, boost up to around 270, somewhere around there after supering with a Trunks or a Krillin attacking in the same turn. So because he gets a bump in 30% damage for himself because of his super, and then he also gets that additional 70. So that's where that multiplicative comes in, getting him additional damage over time, and additional damage reduction of 30%. Now it totals up to 70%, but the issue is he doesn't have a lot of defense to go off of. He only has 9k defense, which a lot of units who have damage reduction tend to have defense plus whatever percent. In Vegeta's case, it's 150% with a damage reduction for each hit he receives. He gets more and better damage reduction, but it goes away at the end of the turn. That's for a discussion for another day. But looking into this Goten, he seems good on paper, but the biggest issue, lack of defense. And for that, I can't really say he's better than the STR, which is really funny because it shows in today's meta how much defense actually matters, along with going with damage reduction. If the unit doesn't have defense with damage reduction, they're not going to tank as well as a unit with defense and damage reduction. For example, Super Gogeta or Super Vegito, he doesn't tank well with his damage reduction until he's taken a hit. So that just shows that they need stats beforehand to be able to take that damage reduction and use it or work with it. So if you look at Vegito, the Vegito Blue, the physical one, he has some form of defensive raise. So in the second slot, his defensive raise bumps his defense up really high, which allows him to then tank later. If this Goten has buffs allies attack by 25% and defense by 25%, I can see him being a little bit better with that damage reduction, because on super he's boosting his defense as well. But sadly, even though his links are so amazing, it's really good for that Trunks and Goten, he just falls short because of it. And last but not least, the newest CCA. And this is definitely the best Goten in the game currently. He's very generalist, which means that he's going to last a short time in the meta for a lot, because if this guy gets a defensive raise, he becomes a specialist, which is he is there for tanking, and being a specialist in the meta lets you survive the meta a little bit longer. Gogeta will get outdated a lot, like for example Super Saiyan 4, Gogeta will get outdated faster than Gohan, because Gogeta is just a giant ball of stats. Gohan has guard all in passive with an infinite raise stacking mechanic that once he finally transforms, he's going to be hitting millions and millions of damage, and also tanking tons and tons of damage. For example, being able to tank Int UI Goku's super that hits regularly, like even the best of tanks, for like 100k. You're looking at what, 30 damage, sometimes double digits, sometimes 3 digits, it depends roughly. And that's how just powerful guard all is, along with a good defensive unit with defense already built into the unit. So looking at struggle beyond all expectations, agility Goten, attack and defense 100%. Now that's really key. You gotta remember that. Plus additional attack plus 100% when performing super attack. That is very key. He has the most defensive raise out of all of them. But on top of that, he gives all allies attack and defense plus 18%, and he raises a chance to perform a crit, his own, and reduces damage received by 18% when there's an ally who includes the name Trunks Kid attacking in the same turn, or when there is a Krillin or Android 18 on the team. So if you are on movie heroes, you can put characters like the Trunks of Goten on Kamehameha. You can put him there. He has links: Kamehameha, Super Saiyan, the Innocence, Budding Warrior, Prepare for Battle. He links very well. He activates 5 links with them, which is really strong. 5 linkers are usually the best partners for other cards. The only thing that was the Shining Limit Golden Warrior, but outside of that, if you look at just how strong some of the other cards are, he fits in perfectly with these guys. He can tank. You can put him in the front slot to tank for Trunks and Goten until Trunks and Goten can find their proper get their active skill going to dodge 6 times, or dodge the maximum amount of times they need to stack their key and all those other attributes so that they are at full power. Or on top of that, you have someone who's also supporting him at the same time, giving them that additional attack plus 18% and defense plus 18%, which is huge. And the biggest thing about this Goten is this one right here. The raise attack and defense for 6 turns, I believe it's 30%. No, it's 50%, which is even better for him. That means after supers, he becomes even more tankier, even with the damage reduction. He is pretty much what everyone wanted this Goten to be, but he pulls off better. Now, the 18% damage reduction will not age well because it's such a small amount, but the static effect of getting a defense and attack will over time. You'll have attack and defense plus for 6 turns, which is huge, meaning that it will not depreciate in value until that you hit that 6th turn. So if he's in the 2nd turn and he fires off, there's 6 turns from there where he'll be able to keep stacking it over and over and over until it gets wiped eventually, making him a good tanky solution to maybe some hybrid Saiyan SBRs, ESBRs, things like that. Is a good unit for those who are lacking a good Goten to go with it. Now there's a big power play with this. You can actually pair both of these guys up, or put 2 Gotens on the team, and there's a specific reason for it. Let's say you're building hybrid Saiyans, no Kamehameha, but you have Trunks and Goten on hybrid Saiyans. You have Gohan, the best tank in the game, and you have Trunks and Goten with this guy, and then you have Go Bros with Goten. There you go. You have the opportunity to run a hybrid Saiyan team mix with both Gotens. You're getting both benefits of both Gotens. You're getting orb changing with the other one, and you're getting defensive raise and tankiness with this one. So you're getting a lot of different cool little interactions with these units, which is super big. It was super huge. It's interesting that this unit came out last year and they didn't even like at the beginning of the year, like this was shortly after the 5-year, and there's no defense added to this unit. There's nothing. And it's interesting that they did it this way, because this seems more like a 2019 unit more than a 2020 unit. And you can tell that they're eventually potentially going to be Dokkan awakening him, or EZA awakening him, because it feels incomplete with that lack of defense. Like even 50% defense would have been fine with this unit, allowing him to tank better with the damage reduction. So this is the biggest issue with this guy, but you can in fact run him alongside Trunks and Goten. He just can't be in the first slot. He has to be in the second slot. And that's the biggest issue. This guy just has the availability of going into the first slot because of that already built-in rate, built-in damage reduction, and defensive stats to go with it. Because the EZA puts him at, I believe it's 12k. Right? Yeah, 12k puts him at 12k if you have him rainbow, 8k if you have him not. But then you also have defensive raise of 100%. And then you have the 18% here, additional supporting all the allies with it, and then 18% damage reduction. So really, really interesting. By far, I think this Goten is the best one, but he just doesn't do certain things better. For example, this one is the best support for the Go Bros. If you pair him with the Go Bros up, you're not going to get as a cohesive team up as if you pair this guy. This guy was pretty much meant to be run side with the Go Bros because of Blazing Battle, you know, being able to change the links so that Go Bros get consistent supers, consistent additionals, and the raised defense helps him a lot in the second slot, allows him to by and large tank a lot better, which is really good. So overall, these Gotens are decent, but this guy is definitely the weakest link. I'm pretty sure a lot of people expected me to put this one as the weakest link, but this guy has aged pretty well. He still has an issue keeping up with the meta, but not as much as this guy, mainly because damage reduction, even against damage reduction, shows greater in supers, but the normals, getting hit by the normals, he will get hit like. Even some supers he won't be able to tank properly, right? You'll still take 100k with this unit. It's that lack of defense that he really needs, and he doesn't correct it with his super. So it's a big issue in today's meta currently. But right now, these two are the best. If I was going to make a Hybrid Saiyans team or a Kamehameha Hybrid Saiyans team, you could run Trunks' Goten as leader, or you could just run the Broken Gohan as leader, Tech Gohan, Tech Altan. And then you can run these two, and then maybe a mix of Bra with, because she has some dodge in her, she could probably be a little defensive as a support, and the Warrior of Justice as a support. He has damage reduction, he has defense raise, he has the superclass G+2 and attack and defense +3%. Really strong guy. There's you can definitely build some Hybrid Saiyans. And shout out to this Trunks. This Trunks pretty much is the same as the Goten. It's just his biggest issue is he just doesn't have those links that Goten has. The Kamehameha link is a big link for damage, and it helps the damage output for that unit. And having Royal Lineage and Golden Warrior, and having none of those on mainly Royal Lineage, none of those on the Trunks and Goten card, it does hinder his performance. But this is only nitpicking. This is only if you want to min-max and stuff. But on Hybrid Saiyans, you can even not put Trunks and Goten on there, and you can put this Super Saiyan Trunks and that Goten and have them team up together, and they will be wonderfully good. They'll be very, very powerful, and they'll do things. Once again, Majin Buu Saga got a shadow buff because these two are on Majin Buu Saga. And there you go. You have a nice tanky rotation along with one of the best tanks in the game. These guys sadly aren't on Majin Buu Saga, but if they were, it would make the category even better. But all in all, very good cards overall. This is now your best Goten currently in today's meta. If this guy gets an EZA, I will go ahead and redo the video and do another breakdown on him. But for now, he is now your crowned prince or crowned king of the Hybrid Saiyan Gotens. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.